Although AOC was put in Washington to take out the establishment, she's quickly fallen into the habit of pretending as if the GOP is the only corrupt party in DC. She even seems to believe that the Democratic Party is morally superior when it comes to issues like racism or oppression. Although, let's be honest, pretending the Democratic Party is somehow better for black people or women after they've just nominated an alleged rapist and a literal segregationist who said that he doesn't want his kids to grow up in a racial jungle is exactly like telling Palestinians that the Republican Party is better for them after they just elected somebody who is basically the result of Netanyahu being thrown in a blender with an Oompa Loompa who just bought his first Slim Shady album. She has especially behaved this way during her grandstanding speeches on the floor of Congress during this COVID-19 pandemic. Now, in AOC's most recent grandstanding speech, she makes a claim that the Republicans are actually not showing any urgency when it comes to helping the people most afflicted by this virus. Now, here's a problem with that. It was actually the Democrats, and most specifically Nancy Pelosi, who held up this legislation, even though it was made perfectly clear to her that this particular bill was simply replenishing the funds to allow small businesses to get the loans that they have requested a week ago because, well, small businesses were letting the world know the funds had dried up and they would like to pay their employees at some point. I know what some of you may be thinking, but hold your horses, it's Nancy Pelosi. She did not block it because it was some big corporate bailout. She didn't block it so she can introduce UBI instead. No, she blocked loans and grants to small businesses because the Republicans were pulling a political stunt. Not that the bill was wrong. It was the Republicans are pulling a political stunt by doing exactly what the people have been asking them to do for the last 2 weeks. AOC, in that same speech, goes on to say that she will not vote for this bill because it doesn't fund testing and it doesn't fund hospitals, and that's what we need to worry about right now. I went to go look up what the bill is funding, and well, what do you know? There's $25 billion going to testing and $75 billion in hospital grants.
And we have to fight to fund hospitals, fighting to fund testing, fight to fund hospitals, fighting to fund testing, fight to fund hospitals, fighting to fund testing.
And that's in addition, by the way, to the $100 billion that is actually used right now to pay for free testing and free care for the coronavirus that you just voted to pass like a week ago. Well, this is awkward because that would basically mean that you're the only one to vote against everything you just requested the bill asked for and blame Republicans for not putting in something that is actually in the damn bill. Good job, AOC. She even, ladies and gentlemen, goes on to try and attack the Shake Shack after the Shake Shack just came out and announced days ago that they were giving up their PPP loans so that small businesses in worse circumstances could better take advantage of it since the loans had dried out. And what makes this whole thing even more embarrassing for AOC is that she says that the Republicans need to legislate like rent is due on May 1st. Well, AOC, you're also a legislator, so why don't you just legislate like rent is due on May 1st? Because last I checked, Tulsi Gabbard introduced the UBI, which is Universal Basic Income, on March 12th, before the quarantine even began. Rashida Tlaib introduced another piece of UBI legislation a couple of days ago. Even Ro Khanna and Tim Ryan have introduced UBI legislation. Not only have you not introduced UBI legislation yourself, but you haven't spoken of the other pieces of UBI legislation being introduced by other progressives at any point during your most recent interviews, nor have you spoken of these pieces of legislation in your grandstanding speeches, where everybody's paying attention to let the world know that there is an alternative to fight for that does put the people first. Instead, you voted yes on one piece of legislation that you shouldn't have voted for, which is the corporate bailout, and then you voted no on the bill that is actually good. And then you didn't even offer another solution because you complained about the bill, but you didn't even offer another solution, even though there are solutions readily available. The operative word in legislator is legislate. AOC could actually do something about it. Now, by no means is this legislation perfect, ladies and gentlemen. That's not what I'm saying. But if you look at it, like actually read the bill, which I don't think AOC did, it's exactly what small businesses have been requesting, what hospitals have been requesting, and what other people who are employed by these organizations have been requesting. AOC voted against it for the reason that it doesn't include things that it actually includes. That's pretty stupid. Now I get it. Maybe AOC thinks she's just giving everybody what they want. I mean, who doesn't like a nice little rah-rah speech? But if I'm being completely honest, if I wanted to watch someone grandstand from their moral high horse about issues we know that they're not going to do anything about in front of a room full of disinterested observers who already know the outcome of the vote, then I would just watch the Oscars. If you like that segment of Niko Says Su Casa, don't forget to like the video and smash that subscribe button. Want access to members only live streams, behind the scenes footage, and other premium content? Well, you can endorse us on Rockman Premium, become a patron through Patreon, or you can sign up for the MCSC Premium membership through YouTube. All the links are in the description below. But hey, more than anything else, always remember,
find your balance.
Find your balance.
Find your balance.
Find your balance. Find your balance.
Find your balance. Find your balance.
Always remember, more than anything else, find your balance.
peace.